Hey there everybody, I'm here today to show you guys a style of movement that takes advantage of some of the new control features in Project Plus 2.0. These features can benefit all characters in the game, and you'll come to find that some benefit more than others. But before we get into that, let me introduce myself. My tag is Action Bastard. I'm a Roy main from San Diego, and I've been playing Project M competitively since late 2015, and I'm very active on the Roy Discord and the Project Plus Discord if you ever want to say hi. So, with the release of P Plus 2.0, players have been excited for all the new features and additions to the game. One of those features being a reworked tilt function that allows you to consistently do tilt attacks out of a pivot. This is done by setting your C-stick to throw out a tilt attack in the direction you press the control stick. Changing your C-stick to do tilt attacks will allow you to do some of the movement techniques found in this video, and will help to open up a lot of people's combo game and approach options, if they choose to practice these techniques. But before I explain any further, let's look back to the days of Project M 3.6, when DFW Game & Watch player Dakpo had just released a video of a newly discovered technique that would allow you to pivot out of a dash by holding the attack button and diagonally flicking the C-stick up and the opposite direction you dashed. These Brawl style pivots would let you do some pretty crazy stuff like dash into crouch, extend your dash stance range by flicking the C-stick down during your run, among other things. Unfortunately, this never really caught on because of how hard it was to do diagonal C-stick inputs. However, I was fascinated by all the options this would allow me and immediately picked up the technique, and over the years, I've started to discover all the things that could be possible with these Brawl style pivots. The techniques I'm going to show you are a bastardized version of Dakpo's Brawl pivot method, I have dubbed the Bastard Tech. Before I get into the action though, let me go over 3 control schemes I'd recommend for utilizing the techniques in this video, each with their own pros and cons. Number 1. First is what I dub the Brawl Claw method. Simply set C-stick to attack, and that's it. Now you're going to have to claw the A button to do the technique, but you won't have to make any other changes. You won't have access to a lot of the crazy fast options you get with other control schemes, and you won't be able to smash attack with a C-stick or dual stick SDI, but you can empty pivot consistently and still tilt out of your normal pivots. Number 2 is what I call the bastardized tilt method, which is changing your C-stick to tilt and one of your shoulder buttons to attack. This will free up your fingers and improve controller economy, allowing you to move more quickly out of your pivots and get all the things you get with the Brawl Claw method as well. The last scheme is what I call the Big Daddy Bastard method, which is setting your shoulder button to attack, and C-stick is left to smash as is standard on most control schemes. This gives you full access to all the movement options you get with the methods before, but you also keep access to your pivot smash attacks and dual stick SDI. The only drawback is it's incredibly difficult to get consistent C-stick inputs, and it can take months if not years of practice to get consistent enough to do in tournament. But when you get the hang of it, your movement becomes incredible. Now that that's all clear, let's dig into it. The first technique I'll explain is the empty pivot, which is the starting point for all the techniques found in this video. In order to do an empty pivot using this method, you must first have your attack button held down, then initiate a dash, and during the dash animation, you press the C-stick in the opposite direction of your dash if you're using Brawl Claw method or bastardized tilt method. And if you're doing the Big Daddy Bastard method, you gently press the C-stick upwards and diagonally in the opposite direction you're dashing. Now if you hold the control stick in the direction you were dashing for just a brief moment after your pivot, you will initiate a bastard slide. Your character will slide a little bit after their pivot. Some characters' bastard slides are better than others, and others can actually go farther than their wave dash. You have access to all your normal grounded options that can do stuff like Bastard Slide Gentleman with Falcon or Bastard Slide Fox Up Tilt. This drastically increases the amount of options that you have at a dash. One of those options being a Bastard Drop. The Bastard Drop is simply a Bastard Slide to ledge. It looks very similar to a PC drop, but is faster and can be used to quickly steal ledge from recoveries and even drop from the edge of a platform onto ledge. In most cases, this is quicker than turning around and wave dashing ledge as well. But let's get back on stage and talk more about options out of pivot. When you do your empty pivot, you have access to your entire moveset without being restricted by the technical restraints of a normal pivot. One thing you can do is immediately crouch out of pivot and do a down tilt. Characters like Game & Watch, Roy, Meta Knight, and others can use this to punish hasty approaches. But here's the crazy thing. If you do this technique while on a platform, you'll do a platform drop while facing the opposite direction you initiated your dash. This can be used offensively and defensively by covering aerial and grounded approaches to platforms and extending combos in ways that look extremely badass. This technique was better explained in Dakpo's Brawl pivot tutorial, which I'll link down below. You can also use the bastard drop and bastard platform drop to speed up your edge guarding and platform game. The final technique that I'm going to go over in this video is a bastardized version of a reverse aerial rush that I've coined the bastard aerial rush. Now, a reverse aerial rush is when you enter your run animation, and in that run animation you turn around and then you can jump and throw out a backwards facing hitbox. And it's very useful with certain characters like Donkey Kong or Falco, who have backwards facing hitboxes like Bear. Now first you do an empty pivot and hold the control stick as if you were going to do a bastard slide. Then you jump and carry all of your momentum from your dash. Being able to do an aerial out of pivot in this way will allow you to get approaches and follow-ups you normally wouldn't be able to with Brawl. Examples include Falco being able to approach with bastard aerial rush auto-cancel bears, Roy approaching platforms with the end swing of up air, and the list goes on. I plan on doing a lot more videos on characters' options with bastard aerial rushes and all the other techniques I showed you today, so please look forward to that. If you liked the video and want me to make more like this, explaining more about them and what's possible with this style of movement, let me know and maybe I'll be able to get better recording equipment. But for now, this is Action Bastard, signing out.